Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Jamie, the Crafty DIY guy, and I'm back. I have got some Christmas DIY projects for you today that I'm super excited about. Some of these are Dollar Tree inspired. Some of them are using some supplies from like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. But for the most part, I would say that everything is from Dollar Tree, and I will call out kind of in the video where I got supplies. But again, I would say 99%, maybe 90% is all Dollar Tree projects. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with these. Hey, if you are one of my long-term subscribers, my OGs, you know, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. I appreciate all of your comments. If you're brand new to the channel, maybe you're not quite OG status yet, but you know I appreciate you being here as well. If you are brand new to me, maybe YouTube even recommended this video to you, thank you, YouTube. But I hope you'll stick around and become a subscriber as well. And these projects, like I said, these are all Christmas-inspired DIYs that I'm really excited about. So let's just get into the video. For my first project, I'm going to use this Dollar Tree wood cutout truck. I love this so much. And then I grabbed a package of these ornaments that I also grabbed from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and just pry the Christmas tree off of the back of the truck. I went ahead and grabbed a flat tip screwdriver and just worked it off of the back. I painted everything with this Waverly red chalk paint. This is a color called Crimson, which I really like. After I got everything painted with just one coat, I did use my heat gun, which I will link below. This helps expedite projects so much. It really works good with chalk paint also. For my fender, I'm painting it in this kind of a gray color. This is also a Home Decor chalk paint. I think I may have picked this up at Michael's. It could have even been Walmart, to be honest. I'm not really sure. I'm going to paint both of those fenders in that gray color, and then I'm going to paint my wheels in black chalk paint as well. After everything dried, I took 4 Jenga blocks and glued them on the back of the truck. The first 2 I'm going to glue at the top of the truck bed. That way I have something to glue my presents down to. Also, for the 2 that are left over, I did actually glue those down to the wheels. That way the truck would stand up kind of like so. And then as you see from those Jenga blocks there, it gives me kind of a truck bed that I can glue those packages down to. I'm literally just adding a little bit of hot glue right onto the bottom of the packages and just arranging them in the truck kind of like so. I am going to stack them, and then what was really cool is that I had some packages left over at the end of this, and I was able to make a nice little stack of presents that I could put next to my truck as well. And when everything is dry, this is what it looks like on display. I love this red truck. I like the way that it is just filled with packages. I think of this as maybe a more updated Santa sleigh, just filled with packages that are hopefully coming to my house. And for my next project, I'm going to be making a wreath. I'm going to be using some of these jingle bells that I picked up from Dollar Tree, also some of these Dollar Tree picks, and one of these wire wreath forms. First thing I'm going to do is take my jingle bells out of their packaging, and we're just going to string them on the wreath form itself. For this particular one, as you can see, they slide perfectly on here. Depending on the type of wreath form that you're going to be using, you may have to play around with this. They do sell various different sizes of jingle bells at Dollar Tree, so find the one that you think will work the best and just simply string it on like I am doing here. You are going to end up taping your wreath form back together. You can use a little bit of electrical tape or any kind of tape, really. Also, take your jingle bells and just make sure that they're laying flat. I'm taking my Dollar Tree picks, and my intention originally was to take these green pieces and then wrap this wreath form with those. But I ended up not really liking it, to be honest. So I took a set of this, or a 15-foot piece of Dollar Tree garland. I can't talk this morning. And I am just going to take this and wrap it around. And I ended up liking this so much better. So now I'm going to take the individual pieces from the picks and just start gluing them on the wreath form itself and just kind of decorating this up. This is really up to you. I did also end up adding some of those velvet poinsettias that you've seen at Dollar Tree that have the gold glitter. They look very similar to these red ones, and I just kind of mixed the burgundies and the reds together with the golds and the green pieces and just continued to do this until my wreath form was decorated. But surprise, I put my jingle bells actually at the top of my wreath form and just continued to work down with all of those pick ornaments until everything was nice and full. I love the way this looks. I think putting the bells at the top of that is kind of a cute, different way. Kind of replaces a bow, and I think it looks super cool on my wooden door in my house. For this next project, we're going to go a little more contemporary Christmas with this one. I'm taking a Dollar Tree candle holder. I have some of these ornaments that I picked up on clearance last year at Michael's. These were about 25 cents each, I think, and I've just been hanging on to them. Also a clear, shallow Dollar Tree garden bowl. For this first part, we're going to then set the bowl on top of the candlestick. The bowl is actually not glued down yet, and I'm just trying to get an idea of the placement of these horns because I kind of want those horns to hold that bowl up. So I'm just going to add some hot glue to these ornaments because they're plastic. It actually works out really, really well. And literally, as you can see, I'm just going to start hot gluing these directly to the base of that candlestick at an angle there that will kind of look like it's cradling that bowl. And I'm going to do that on all four sides of that candlestick just to make sure that we have a good hold with that bowl. And then eventually, when I have all four of those done, as you can see here, they look like it's holding the bowl, and I really do love the way these look. I'm just going to leave them kind of in place until they dry, until everything is nice and solid, and then we are going to separate the pieces and take them outside. For my bowl, I decided to spray paint this white. Then once I got it done, to be honest, I didn't like the white, so I went back in to spray it with black spray paint. So that's why when you see it in the finished product, it will be black. Now for the elk horns themselves, or for the deer horns, I did go ahead and spray these in a bright gold paint. I wanted this to be very contemporary looking and almost kind of have an industrial feel. I love the way this is looking already. And once everything was dry, I took it inside and just assembled it together, and this is what the finished product looks like. Again, super contemporary, very, very modern. I think it looks amazing. I think I kind of even want to keep it out all year long, to be very, very honest. You can decorate it with some greenery like I did, candle pieces, and anything fall. There's some ornaments in there just to kind of make it look very Christmassy. And again, pretty much loving this one. And for this next project, we're going to take 3 of these Dollar Tree shadow boxes that I picked up that are shaped like triangles. Also, I grabbed a package of these wood blocks from Hobby Lobby. Dollar Tree does sell something very similar if you're lucky enough to find them. I did not, so when I was at Hobby Lobby, I was able to grab this 4-pack. I can't see how much that is when I'm doing this voiceover, but maybe you can. I think it was around like $5. But lay your triangles on top of each other, mark it with a pencil like so, and you will then cut your triangle shadow box. And what I'm going to do is use my Dremel tool here. Now, I love this Dremel tool because it's super versatile. It comes with a lot of different blades. You can sand with it, you can cut with it, you can do a lot of different things with it, including many things that I have not yet discovered. This little blade at the end of it is perfect for crafting, and it will cut very, very nicely through any of these kind of balsa wood or thinner wood projects. And to be honest, I've even used it on some really larger household projects. I should have probably gone ahead and just popped the back of my shadow box out first, but I didn't. So what I'm going to do is take my Dremel and just kind of slice down almost to the end there, and then I'm going to pop the back of this off. If you use a little bit of pressure, you'll see it start to give, and then it just kind of peels away. And then you may have to peel away any kind of little pieces of paper, maybe even take a sander and just kind of run that smooth if you wanted to. For me, I just made sure that that side was on the back side, not a big deal. And then I just took my Dremel and just kind of finished it off on the bottom. Now I did end up stacking my triangles on top of each other, and I drew this little line so I knew where they would join. And then I used that line as my guide for my hot glue. So once I added hot glue to both sides, then I just stacked them on top of each other and glued them together like so. Then I took my little wood block, added some glue to the base of that, and just glued my triangle kind of Christmas tree on top of that wood block. And then I did repeat this with the smaller triangle just by itself. As you can see here, I'm just going to pop that back out once again, kind of, again, clean up any of those random little pieces that are kind of left over, and then just glue this triangle on top of that wood block. So I have one tree that is double stacked, and then I have one tree that is a single stack, kind of like these here. I painted the bases of each one of my trees with black chalk paint. I used a smaller brush to go in and just kind of detail at the top, just to make sure I didn't hit the tree part. And then I used a larger sponge brush to go ahead and finish painting the rest of the block. I did this on both of the trees, and then I used my antiquing wax to paint both of the tree bodies, I guess we'll call them. When everything dried, I took this garland that I picked up at Dollar Tree as well, with these little white tips on it, and just glued it to the front of both of my trees. I did it in a zigzag motion to where it would look like that I had decorated my trees with this garland. And when they were all done, this is what they look like on the mantle. Again, I love these. I think that they could even be used year round. You could put some fun Christmas lights on them if you wanted to. You could certainly decorate it with ornaments. Super, super cute. And for my last project, I picked up one of these packages of garland from Walmart. This was $5, and it was so worth it. It's almost 250 beads, I think, and it's 12 feet of garland, so it definitely saves you some time. I also grabbed 3 packages of these wood truck ornaments from Dollar Tree. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center point of my garland, so 6 feet down, and then I'm going to take one of my red trucks and just kind of feed it through the beaded garland. Now, those trucks come with that wire on them as an ornament, and it's perfect because you can use that wire to your advantage and use it to wire that red truck directly on the garland. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my trucks spaced 10 beads apart. So feed your garland through your truck and literally twist is all you have to do. Twist it a couple times just to make sure that that truck is held in place, and then you continue to just feed your red trucks through. Count over 10 beads, twist again, and you have a red truck garland. This red truck garland was inspired by actually something I saw at Kirkland's. I think they wanted $25 for something that looked very, very similar, and I knew that I could recreate it with Dollar Tree. Again, if you can't find this wood bead garland at your Walmart, it unfortunately is not available online, but you can easily replicate this by making your own garland with some Dollar Tree wood beads and painting them. But again, I love the way this looks. I think it's super, super cute. I think it works really well on the mantle, and it is the perfect addition to the holidays.